Hey guys, I'm Savina. Welcome to my channel. So we are back with my mini-series Sorting Hogwarts Houses, and today we're going to talk about Slytherin House. Just like with my Hufflepuff episode, I was pleasantly surprised by my research. The following for Slytherin, just like Hufflepuff, is extremely strong. From the very beginning, they didn't fit into that, really mean, kind of standoffish personality. That's not what I was faced with at all. So when I asked Slytherins about the other houses, they agreed that they admired the bravery and pride of Gryffindor. When it came to Hufflepuffs, Slytherins highly commended and adored their loyalty and kindness. When it came to Ravenclaw, they equally admired Ravenclaw's brain power and level-headedness. Now, when it came to asking them about themselves, the top 3 traits or qualities that almost every single Slytherin seemed to agree with and really identify with was leadership, ambition, and nobility. I also thought it was kind of funny, without me asking, almost every Slytherin stated that they don't necessarily agree with all of the beliefs and methods from the Slytherin house. So I thought that was kind of interesting. When it came to Slytherin, a half indeed were sorted by Pottermore and decided to stay, and then the whole other half literally placed themselves in Slytherin. And I think when I was going through the numbers, the most people who picked their house outside of Pottermore, whether they were sorted or not, put themselves in Slytherin, which was kind of cool. I think everybody really thought that Gryffindor would be the one outranking everybody, and it really wasn't the case at all. And the more I went through everything, like I said, that just was not the case. Now, to add to that, the people that switched from a different house or people who placed themselves in Slytherin, they did that as they got older. It's like a progression they saw within themselves. And the main factors that they said made them switch was Slytherin's ambition and actually family importance. It's really interesting, especially when you think about family importance and ambition. I think we could all agree that Slytherin is hands down a very ambitious group of individuals. But I think the family importance factor is something that a lot of people don't think about. But even if you go back through, let's say, Malfoy, Snape, even Voldemort himself, family and the role of family in each of their lives had a big, I think, stake in who they really became. And I think if you really think about all these characters, it was of high importance to each of these characters individually as well. So I think that was a really fun, interesting point that was brought to my attention. And like I said, it really made me think about Malfoy and his family, and Snape and the lack of family that we know about. And in my opinion, they both deserve way more credit than they get throughout the whole series. And those videos are coming, and I promise you, the Snape debate and also Malfoy's character. There's so much more to them than just what we're first presented with. And I think that kind of speaks volumes for Slytherin's characters as well. At least in my opinion, that's what I kind of see. Let me know down below, comment down below and tell me if you agree or if you have anything to add to that. Now, for the other half of people who were sorted into Slytherin, they admittedly told me, like, hey, in the beginning I was kind of upset I was sorted into Slytherin, but then when I learned about what the house stood for and the characteristics, they were happy. And again, overall, through this whole thing, that was part of what sparked this mini-series in general, was what would be your reaction if you were sorted into something else than you thought. And it turns out, like, there's a reason why you're placed where you're placed. And again, it's shown time and time that each house has its strengths and weaknesses, and in my opinion, and from everybody else I've spoken to, no house really outshines the other. A couple other points before I go really quick is, so a lot of Slytherins did have a second house identified with the second house, and the second house of choice is Hufflepuff. I spoke about this in my Hufflepuff video. I said most people who had a second house or considered themselves like a hybrid house, Hufflepuff was pretty much almost always the second choice. And again, that just showed me when it came to Slytherin, what they also pride themselves on is equal loyalty, kindness. These are things they seem to be of utmost importance to them. And I think just because of our misconceptions, that's something we don't really think about, oh, when you think Slytherins, because based on the movies maybe, or parts of the book, you think Slytherin, bad, Death Eaters, evil. But again, I think they're much deeper, especially when it comes to family and love and loyalty, than what just meets the eye. Think about it. How can we really sit here and think like a whole house is just bad? It doesn't make any sense, and of course it's not true. And I was really pleased that after talking to people, nobody feels that way. I mean, I heard it here and there, especially when I was younger reading the books. Like, it always seemed like, oh, Gryffindor was the house everybody wanted, respected, and everybody else was kind of tossed aside. But as I got older and you really speak to the fans and people who have close connection to this, you see that everything seems to be pretty even, and people go to different houses for different things. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the element Slytherin is connected to. Hufflepuffs are earth. They're the first ones I discussed. Now Slytherin is actually connected to the element of water. And it seemed to be water for their fluidity as a personality. Actually, I was kind of surprised with this one, calmness. And another one I thought was really interesting was, because these people, at least as far as description goes, tend to take the path of least resistance, just like water. Well, at the same time, they could definitely be a force of nature. And I think that's, for me, it makes total sense. In the beginning, I was like, water? Why water? And then think about it. So that's all I have for you guys today. This was really fun. Again, comment down below. Is there anything you agree with, disagree with? Can you add something that I did not find out? Slytherin, your house pride is also amazingly strong and massive. So this has been really fun, just finding all these cool things out. Again, I do these videos to have discussions with you guys. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit the notification button. I hope you guys are staying safe and doing really well. And until next time.